Okay, so in this video, we are going to talk about pre-calculus, specifically ellipse, conversion from general equation to its standard form. Okay. So here we go. Given the general equation, 81x squared plus 4y squared minus 162x plus 16y minus 227 equals 0. So this is in the form of general equation since naka-equate siya to 0. Okay, to convert this into standard, first is to group like terms. Okay, lahat ng may x squared pagsamahin, ay lahat may x rather. So 81x squared minus 162x. Okay, lahat din ng y squared or lahat ng may y, variable na y, pagsasamahin. Ayan, so 4y squared plus 16y. Of course, yung constant nasa kabilang side ng equation. Yan. Now next is, before natin ma-complete the square to, is dapat 1 na lang yung coefficient na x squared and y squared. In other words, y yung coefficient ang leading term natin na applyan is ng completing the square. Ibig sabihin, we have to factor out that 81. Okay, get it out of the way. Ayan. So parang nag-divide lang tayo by 81 ng 81. Ayan. Tapos this one become 8x squared kasi 81x squared divided by 81 is just 1. Sorry, 1x squared. Ayan. And also 162 divided by 81 is just 2. So may x plus, ayan, since 4y squared yan, so since may portion coefficient, need siyang mailabas. 4 quantity y squared plus 16 divided by 4 is also 4. And that's equal to 227. Now, apply na natin yung completing the square. Okay? Apply natin yung completing the square. So, paano nga ba ma-apply yun? Ano nga ba talaga yung concept ng completing the square? Okay, so recall the formula of square binomial. A plus b quantity squared, that is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so kapag minus naman, so it's a minus b quantity squared, that is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Ayan. So, ito pa lang siya, yung first and second term pa lang. Ayan, yan pa lang yun. So, ano yung i-add nating third term para maging perfect square trinomial siya? Perfect square trinomial, okay, kasi ma-represent natin siya as a square of a function. Square of a function nga. Linear function. Plus b. Ayan. So, ayun siya, x squared minus 2x. Okay? So, that is in the form of a squared plus 2ab. Okay? So, a natin ay x. Ayan. So, since minus yan, dito pala dapat. And since x yan, ayan. So, ayan, x equals a. So, okay. So, ibig sabihin, square natin yung first term. Ayan. Tapos, minus the twice the product ng first and second term. Diba? Ito yung first term, ito yung second term. So ito hindi natin alam kung ano yung equivalent niya kapag ganito yung format. Okay, so alam na natin ay 2 yan. Tapos x to, and yung x dyan, ayan yung a. Diba? So 2b, this is already 2b. Ibig sabihin yung b natin ay 1. Diba? Ayan, then ang idadagdag natin para maging perfect square siya ay square nung 1, square nung b niya. Okay, so magiging, ayan. So x squared minus 2x. Ayan, ano yung idadagdag natin? Square ni b. Okay, so yung b natin ay 1, then 1 squared, that's just 1. So, ganun din dito sa kabila. 4y squared, copyin lang natin yan. Actually, 4y to. Ayan, plus 4y. Then, eto, okay, yung formula kasi kanina, parang hinaf lang natin. Diba? Kasi to solve for b squared, ito yung second term siya, diba? Negative 2ab. Okay, so kahit di na i-disregard natin yung negative dyan kasi is-square din naman. So magiging positive din siya. So, ginawa natin dyan. Ayan. So yung a kasi, ayan yung first term. So sa last term, wala ka na makikitang a. So pwede natin i-disregard na yung a dun. So 2b na lang to. Okay? 2b lang siya. So how to get b squared from this? So, una, i-divide mo by 2 to cancel. Okay, yung 2. And then, isa-square natin yan. Diba? Kasi b squared is b squared. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, ito, yun yung coefficient natin. I-half natin siya. So, 4 divided by 2, that's 2. And then, isa-square natin. Ganun lang yung concept sa completing the square. Now, copyhin mo lang tong nasa left side ng right side rather ng equation, then i-add mo yung dinagdag mo. 1, pero take note that may 81 ka sa labas. Diba? Kasi kapag i-distribute mo yan, 81 times 1 to. Ganun dapat. So, kailangan, since meron siya sa isang side ng equation, dapat meron din siya sa kabila. For the sake of equality. 1 times 81 plus 4 times nasa labas, 4. Okay? So, pwede natin tanggalin to. Ganyan lang naman yung concept niyan. So, completing the square. Complete mo lang yung square. Tapos, oops, pala binura. Ulitin na lang. A minus b quantity squared, and that is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Kasi minus to. So, pag plus, edi plus din to. So, pwedeng ganito natin siya isulat. A plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Or kapag a minus b quantity squared naman, that is equivalent to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So this is already in the form of this. I-convert lang natin siya as ganito. Yung square of binomial. Okay, so take note, ano yung pattern dyan. Kinuha mo lang yung square ng first term. Kinapin mo yung isa yung middle term. Okay, negative, negative, positive, positive, and get the square root of the last term. So ayan siya. Then apply mo yung, lagay ka ng square. Pakain ka sa taas. So ganun siya. Again, get the square root of x squared, that's x. Copy the sign of the middle term, then get the square root of the last term. Squared plus 4 and times get the square root of the first term, copy the sign of the middle term, get the square root of the last term. Squared. Simplify. That's 227 plus 81 plus 16, nothing but equal to 324. Tama ba? Yeah. So, ang formula kasi ng ellipse, standard formula is naka-equate to 1. Same with hyperbola. So to make this equal to 1, itong nasa right side, so i-divide natin lahat ay kung ano man yung sa kanya. Ano man yung value niya. So 324 kasi, di ba? 324 divided by itself, that's just 1. 324, 324. Okay, so ito magiging 1 na to. Then ito is 81 per 324. That's just nothing but 1/4 because 81 times 4 is 324. Ayan, so 1/4, so wala nang coefficient dito. X minus 1 quantity squared over 4. Tama. And then plus, ayan, so 324 divided by 4. Kung 324 divided by 81 is 4. Of course, 324 divided by 4 is nothing but 81. 4 plus 2 quantity squared over 81. That is equal to 1. And this is the standard form of the ellipse with a general equation of this. So to identify then yung mga element niya, since that is in the form of x minus h rather, quantity squared over, mamaya na yan kasi, mamaya naman yan. Okay, mamaya naman yan kasi may ano dyan, concept, which is over blank equals 1. So, ganito yan sa ellipse. Kung alin yung mas malaki, ayan yung a squared. Okay, so since malaki sa 81, ayan yung a squared. Kung mas maliit si 4, ayan yung b squared. Now, kapag ganito yung orientation ng ellipse mo, ay ganyan yung structure ng ellipse mo. Okay, ganito, yung a squared mo, yung pinakamalaki ay ang itaas niya ay y, so it denotes na vertical yung ellipse. Ayan, vertical yung ellipse. Okay, kapag yung a squared mo ay nakatapat sa y, vertical. Kapag yung a squared mo naman ay nakatapat sa x, so, horizontal yung ellipse. Okay, so again, this is in the form of x minus h quantity squared over b squared plus y, oops, bakit plus yan? Y minus k. Okay, kasi standard form pala. Y minus k quantity squared over 8, and that is equal to 1. Okay, so kung aalamin natin yung ano niya, elements niya, okay, yung center tapos yung a, okay, alamin na natin lahat. Okay, ulitin natin. Ayan, x minus, limutan ko yung x minus 1, yeah, x minus 1 squared over 4 plus y plus 2 over 81. Squared over 81, that is equal to 1. Tama ba? X minus 1, yeah, y plus 2. Okay. So given this, diba, ang sabi ko, that is in the form of y minus k quantity squared over a squared plus x minus h quantity squared over b squared, and that is equal to 1. Now, ang h and k dyan, ayan yung h comma k dyan ay yung coordinates ni center. So x minus h, yeah, quantity squared over 4, then plus y plus 2, that's the same as y minus negative 2. So, kasi kailangan mo i-represent siya as y minus k. So y minus k. So, kasi negative times negative positive. So double negatives make positive. Okay. Over 81. Or pwede na natin i-treat tong dalawang tong denominator as a square na rin para malaman natin kung ano yung a and b. So this is 2 squared and this is 9 squared equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, center natin, ang coordinates niya ay h comma k. This is h, 1, k natin, negative 2. Again, siya, ayun yung center ng ellipse natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, ang papansin nyo, kung parang given the standard form niya, okay, same lang dito sa center, then vertex ng parabola, and center ng hyperbola. Okay? So, kapag ganito siya, negative yung, kung ano yung sign niya sa standard form niya, pag i-extract mo siya, okay, as the center, coordinates yung center, mag-flip yung sign. Tingnan, from negative, naging positive. That's because may minus yun, di ba? Yung standard form niya is x minus h quantity squared, yeah, over a squared, or depende kung ano yung orientation ng ellipse natin. Basta importante dyan, x minus h quantity squared, kasi yung y minus k quantity squared. Okay? Ayun siya. And then, okay. Saan ba tayo? Ayan, so 1 comma, ayun nga. So, kung negative siya dyan, magiging positive. Positive siya dyan, magiging negative. And likewise, kapag ito naman, isa-substitute mo rito, mag-flip din siya. Okay, yung center natin na 1 comma negative 2, pag-apply natin sa x minus h, since minus h, so change yung sign nila. Y minus k, x minus h, kaya ganun. Now next is yung a. So nabanggit ko, yung a squared yung mas malaki. So a squared, ibig sabihin a is 9. And yung b natin, b squared, and that is 2. To solve for c, that is, ano lang, since ellipse to, alam natin na mas malaki yung a. Yung a kasi, pag sinabing a, ay yung distance from center to vertex. Center to vertex. Okay. Then kapag b naman, center to co-vertex. Klaro ba? Ayan, center to co-vertex. And lastly, pag c, ay yung distance from center to focus. Laging with respect to center. Pag ellipse, hyperbola. Okay, so yung c pa na yan. So since alam natin na yung distance ng center to vertex ang pinakamahaba kasi yung ellipse is ganito. Horizontal ellipse yan. Ito naman kapag vertical, pangit na. Basta yung mahaba dyan, okay, ayan yung major axis natin. So that is, ang length niya ay 2A. So A to. Kaya 2A. Okay, kasi ang center to vertex, that's A. Center to vertex, that's A. So ito yung co-vertex, yung perpendicular sa kanya. Okay, so B naman siya. Ayan. Tapos, ito yung C sa focus. C naman yan. Center to focus. Okay? So, nagpa-follow yan ng Pythagorean theorem. Okay? Kasi yung A dyan, pwede natin siyang represent as triangle. A squared. Pwede natin siyang represent as right triangle. Wherein dito yung A, which is the hypotenuse, then B or C, kahit alin dyan. Okay? Wherein, di ba, pag sinabi natin Pythagorean theorem, we can say that A squared equals B squared plus C squared, di ba, equals A squared plus B squared. Kasi that's not always the case. Pag sinabi natin ganun, kasi ibig sabihin, true siya for all values. Pag ganun ginamit natin. Okay? Kasi parang identity yung magiging ano niya. Pag sinabi natin identity, ayun yung true for all values ng X or kung anong variable man yan in the real world. Okay? Pag sinabi naman natin equation, true lang siya for certain values. Yung pinagkaiba nila ng identity sa equation. Okay? So yung Pythagorean theorem, okay, identity siya, hindi siya identity. Kasi true lang siya for some value. Kasi may tinatawag ring Pythagorean triple, which is, ito yung example, 3, 4, 5. And yung multiples niya pwede rin, which is 3 times to 6, 4 times to 8, 5 times to 10. Ayan. Pythagorean triple din yan. Then multiple nun, so on. Okay? So, ayan. So, ganito kasi kapag Pythagorean theorem, ang dapat talaga dyan, the square of the hypotenuse, but yung hypotenuse, opposite lagi ng right angle, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two legs. Sum of the squares, I mean, square muna sila, B squared, then C squared. Ayan. So, add. Sum of the squares of the other two legs. So, ganyan yung Pythagorean theorem. So, since A nga yung mahaba, so siya yung pwedeng natin i-treat as the hypotenuse. So, kaya ganyan. A squared equals B squared plus C squared. So, to solve for C, that is just C. C squared na lang muna equals A squared. Diba? C squared equals A squared minus B squared. Then to solve for C, apply square root on both sides. Ayan. So C is nothing but equal to the square root of A squared minus B squared. So ang square root ng A squared natin is 81. Ang B squared natin ay 4. And 81 minus 4, it's nothing but 77. Square root of 77. Then, ano pa ba yan? Factorable pa ba yan? Hindi na. Square root of 77, hindi na natin siya masisimplify as ganito. Although factorable siya, 7 times 11, di ba? Pero hindi siya perfect square. Kaya hindi natin masisimplify na. So, ayan na yung parts niya. Ito yung distance from center to vertex, from center to center to vertex, and center to focus. So, ayun siya. Okay. Ayan. And kasi later na lang, sa next discussion na lang din siguro yung graph. Ito. So, ito lang muna yung importante. ABC, concepts niya. And that's it.